because of African gangs. To blow that out of proportion and say that Melbourne is living in fear is bullshit.
If a refugee does commit a serious crime, you send the whole family back because that will deter others from committing the same crime in such a wonderful country.
Now Spida and Michelle are about to spend a weekend in Melbourne with a South Sudanese family.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm Jaffa. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. Hello, Tiny.
I'm Jaffa.
Hi,
Nice to
how
meet you.
are you?
Jeffa is a refugee from South Sudan, now living with his wife and their 6 kids in the heartland of East Melbourne's African community.
Okay.
All right, come on in, please.
Jeffa and wife Nanduk settled in Australia in 2008 after spending 15 years in refugee camps trying to get here.
Our village was attacked and my dad was killed. That was the time I ran away from my country.
So how old were you when you ran away?
I was 6 years old.
6
years. Since 1986 to all the way to 2008, I've been in different refugee camps.
There's a lot of media around at the moment about African gangs.
Yeah.
So are our laws too weak?
No, because I know there's a lot of young boys who just all sometimes did a little bit of mistake that just need a correction, and they are now in jail. Now it causes stigma to everyone.
I think that if you muck up to an extent of a bad crime, is that you get deported. You go straight away. You and your family.
Okay, you are Australian, yeah?
Yeah.
Where did you come from?
My grandfather comes from Latvia.
Your grandfather?
Yeah.
All right. What if your daughter did a crime? Would you be deported?
I think there's got to be a generation where you've got to learn, and when you come here, you need a little bit of respect. And I think if you only do it a couple of times.
I would say that is wrong.
Okay.
Because if something happened to me, I have to face the law. Yeah? Not my son.
I don't think they're a big fan of my theory. Actually, I know they weren't a fan of my theory at all. At the same time, we've got to make sure that, the people that come here are the right people.
Spider's idea of deporting entire families is insane, but that's what we're here for, and Spider is a good person, and so I think he is a great representation of a lot of Australians, a lot of really good people with a lot of really insane ideas about immigration policy.
So 2 very strong personalities there. And we are about to cross live to Spida and Michelle in the world's newest and one of the most violent nations on earth, South Sudan. It's about 1:45 in the afternoon there. And I remember this is an incredibly remote place. It's got very long satellite delays. So we'll be communicating with the help of Ronan Sharkey. Let's see how they're getting on.
Thanks a lot, Janice, Michelle, Spida. Hi.
Hi.
Spida, you have plenty to say about African refugees on this journey already. What's it like for you to be actually in South Sudan now?
Oh, nervous, really nervous, because I've never seen anything like this before. But at the same time, excited. I've never been in a refugee camp. I think just by looking around, you can see the welcome we get. But I feel a bit like a freak, to be honest. I was standing here, I've got shoes and boots and these clothes on, and the shoes are no shoes here.
How about you, Michelle? What are your first impressions of South Sudan?
Well, I mean, the welcome party is beautiful, obviously. So I'm sort of swept up with the children at the moment, but I can see that our security guys are pretty tense, and so I'm trying not to get too carried away with the children. I want to just kind of follow them and hang out with them, but I know that that's probably not what the security guys want me to do.
Okay, well, it's been quite a journey for us to get here already. Now we're going to take a look at how these 2 reacted when we first landed in the country a few days ago.
Michelle and Spida began their journey in the capital, Juba, where the South Sudanese civil war began. They were given a strict security briefing.
Should there be an escalation of force anywhere, we may not be able to get out of the vehicles.
Yeah, no worries.
South Sudan is the most dangerous country in Africa. 5 years of fighting across the country has also led to a failing economy and rampant crime.
Do people here have guns in this neighbourhood?
Yes. If trouble's going to brew, it'll brew here.
I don't feel comfortable around here.
Sham, is there any chance we could get some water?
Sure.
camera needs to stay in the car.
Civilians and aid workers are routinely targeted. The past 2 years have seen a dramatic increase in the number of kidnappings and killings.
Water? See the looks of distrust?
Still seeing what's going. We got overconfident. It just got very tense really quickly, and I found men looking at me like, "What are you doing here, you stupid woman?" I've never been anywhere in my life where I felt unwanted, and they were looking at me like I was suspicious, like I was a threat.
I didn't know if it was them, if it was us, but they weren't happy we were there.
And if you're wondering, South Sudan is just above the equator on the White Nile. But let's have a look at what's happening around the world tonight. There are 68.5 million displaced people scattered across the globe. 68.5 million.
Compound protecting civilians after civil war erupted in 2013. Over 100,000 people fled there in fear of their lives. They're currently with a resident, Kulong Thompson.
How do they go through security if they've got no idea or anything?
The security check is meant for checking weapons. Whether someone is coming with weapons, you hide them somewhere. So that was all it.
And there's barbed wire.
Yeah.
Wow, okay,
So
thank you.
this is the tower. You need to be careful.
Okay.
So this side is not. It's not okay.
And this is going to show us exactly how
Yeah.
big this place is.
Okay. So
Yeah.
from up here we can see the whole POC,
So
huh?
yeah. Welcome to Bentiu POC.
And 100, how many? So you're saying 115?
15,000 refugees are staying here.
Oh, wow, I can see it goes, it's quite close here, but it goes all the way over there.
Yeah.
So 115,000 people is about the size of Bendigo.
Yeah, same as Mackay in
The
Australia.
that I grew up in is about 115,000 people. All of you living in this tiny area.
How do they build their shelters? What's the...
They use sticks. This type of sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is everyone responsible for building their own home?
Yeah. Probably, I think so.
And how many in each family? You know, we met Jafar that he had 6 children. And how many are normally in a family?
About 7.
Yeah.
Lots of
7.
children.
5 is the least, probably.
Lots of children.
Yeah.
Do they have inside something like this? Do they have like a little market or a hospital? Or...
Yeah, there's a big market down there, a very big market, and there's also another one down there.
So it's a city. It's effectively a city.
Yeah.
Tent city.
Is there a school that these children all go to?
Yeah, every block,
Yeah?
it has a school. Every block.
Wow.
Yeah, like this block, it must have school.
All these children go to school here.
Yeah.
How long?
So causing quite a spectacle there in South.
Michelle and Spida joined the World Food Programme on one of their regular food drops.
How are you? Spider. Welcome to Kandak.
They've landed in a village 2 hours from the capital, Juba.
I've never seen villages just so isolated with absolutely no roads.
Spokesperson Thompson Piri estimates 6 million South Sudanese are facing acute food shortages.
Are there people starving?
I have met families who had eaten sand for days.
People eat sand.
I've seen cases of that here in South Sudan. It's heartbreaking. They are trapped by the conflict. They can farm here and produce food, but they're not guaranteed they'll be able to harvest because it is an insecure country.
Yeah, because they have to run, don't they? Sometimes they have to
Sometimes they have to run. Add to that, 70% of this country is inaccessible by road. And acts of banditry along major supply routes make it very difficult for agencies, and we have to take to the skies and airdrop food.
Just one plane load will feed more than 18,000 people for a month.
Oh my God, she's not going to lift that. No, not on her head.
I'm going to try it.
The sorghum delivered today is vital to this community's survival. It can be the difference between life and death.
Oh, the big fella's down.
It's good pre-season training. The South Sudanese need help until they get back on their feet. They're like a boxer that's on the canvas.
He's a big boy, isn't he? Jackie and Marina are at the Ain Issa refugee camp in central Syria, where 12...
Cool, I was going to ask about personal hygiene, and it looks like you brought it to us. 115,000 people in here.
Yeah.
And what about toilets and showers?
These are the toilets.
Shared toilets?
Yeah.
Okay.
100 people or more use these toilets.
And what I can see
You got a
is...
change of wind there too.
Yeah, the wind's changed, so we've got to whiff the toilets. But also I can see some sludge creeks. Wow, the wind does change there.
Yeah.
Out the back there, and I can see the children playing in there.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any children, by the way?
Yeah, I have a son.
You have a little
2-year-old boy.
boy.
Yeah.
How do you keep children healthy in this environment?
Well, kids have their own toilets, so they're not allowed to be on the big people's toilets.
Yeah, but I'm sure they're not allowed to play this jumping game they're playing where they're jumping over the sewerage there either. Does everyone keep their kids healthy here?
Yeah, everyone does. But sometimes kids get out of control.
These are the kids' ones or these are adults' ones?
This is the adult one.
And that's it?
Yeah.
For 100,000 or there's probably...
Yeah.
Well, pretty shocking.
Oh.
Is here? Thank you. This is your baby.
Salam.
Salam.
Oh,
Hello. Thank you so much for letting us come and visit. How are you?
Fine.
Fine. Oh, and of course, yes. Sorry, you don't speak English. Thank you, Kulong. You're here with us.
Yeah.
Can you please thank her for allowing us to come and visit?
I'm very happy that you have come here today.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Does Nyao Nyao know that we know her brother, Jafar?
Yeah, she does.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
When was the last time you saw your brother?
When Jeff left, she was still a girl. She was not yet married.
Yes.
So it was a long time ago.
Does she remember him?
Yeah, she does.
Oh, lovely.
But there's no way she could, get to meet him.
No.
Yeah.
He thought he would never meet her as well.
Yeah. Now that you've come, is he okay?
Oh,
He's wonderful.
yes.
He has 6 children.
Yeah.
And the wife, yes, the kids, they're okay?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
He'll be watching this.
So, Jaffa, your sister, Nyanyul, what does this mean to you to be able to see her?
It means a lot. It means a lot to me. It's been a long time.
Been a long, long time, and she's sitting there. We can see her with a little baby.
Like, I couldn't even recognize her.
Really?
I couldn't even recognize her.
No
Sure.
features that stand out as your sister?
No.
It's been such a long time. Let's go back. Let's join them once again and see what they're up to.
Want us to say, and he wanted us to tell you that it's very important for refugees to have hope. It's very important for them.
Again, Michelle, again.
It's very important, Jaffa always says, for refugees to have hope, to keep their hope. Could you please pass that on? That is a direct message from Jaffa.
She's saying, at least now I can sleep. I've always been stressed about Jeff. Now that he's alive, that is all I wanted. Now at least I have hope in the future because my brother is alive. And, she's also stressed that her 5 kids are not around her. There's no way she could get there to be with her kids.
Yeah.
Only 2 are here. Yeah.
Would you ever want to go to Australia, or would you prefer for Jeffrey to come here?
Diri guru no diri wa Australia kada muor ke DJ de benon.
Da wana de wa gwa ta ga da tin da ne la waje kon.
O ngane diri wa Australia kada muor.
Nene.
Ke diri muor de ben.
Cha da bena wana. De wana ne kon ga ka ka gwanda.
Okay, Winnie. Okay, she prefers to go to Australia.
Okay, so Jeff's sister saying that she'd prefer to go to Australia. Lovely. You haven't seen your sister, you haven't spoken to her in over 20 years. I don't want to pry too much, but what can you tell us about that conversation you just had?
Well, that was really awesome. She was asking everyone, and also I was asking whether she knows other people also are alive, and she was really grateful, and I'm really grateful to you guys for connecting me with my sister. That was really a great moment for me.
What an absolute pleasure.
In 20 years, yeah. Even though I couldn't recognize Yanel, but she is my sister.
So were you able to tell her about your family? You obviously would have learnt a bit about her and her children.
Well, couldn't get the time because I could hear the noise, but I couldn't hear her properly after a few minutes.
Okay, but you did get to have a brief conversation.
Yeah.
That is fantastic news. Well, let's cross back to South Sudan now. Spida and Michelle are with Ronan Sharkey, and it looks like they're showing Nyanyil some video of Jeffa, of you and your family.
I have a message for you from, oh my goodness, there they are, look.
Akan tu orang di nana jen nyandu.
Oh, look, I think it was pretty much ill-informed, to be honest. You think, and to see what I've been able to experience, you wouldn't wish to send any family back to a refugee camp. You kind of look now and say, it's inhumane, a lot of this area, and it's heartbreaking to actually see what we've been able to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Were there any moments on the trip that made you start to change your mind? Anything particular?
Oh, no, I just think the whole trip itself, just seeing a food drop, and then coming here and just seeing the birthing suite, the ladies, and look, they're no different. They're so family orientated, and their culture definitely doesn't say gangs and fighting. That's not a part of their culture one little bit.
What would you say to anyone back in Australia who still thinks the way you used to think before this trip?
Well, you're going to see. That's the experience we've been able to do, is come along here, and we're able to now voice our opinions a lot stronger because we've actually been here and seen it. You've got to really. People say you got to live it to believe it, and sometimes it's what you have to do.
And would you say you found the people to be beautiful people?
Oh, they are, and I think we found that with Jafar. And even from that first day we went there and we met the neighbour who was a mad footy supporter.
Yes, he
and
was.
he'd never met his neighbours. And from now on they actually said hello and talked to each other. So even that, from that day to see, just saying hello makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
Michelle, what about you? You talked at the start of this journey about Australia needing to take more refugees.
Yes.
This camp is huge, just as big as your hometown, Toowoomba.
Yes.
How do you decide who to leave behind and who to take?
Well, it's interesting because at the beginning I said that, I think we'll stop the boats by, taking more refugees. This baby was born an hour ago. By taking more refugees. But now I realise I think a big part of our responsibility has to be in foreign aid, because I haven't met a person here who wants to come to Australia. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
Everybody here that I've met in South Sudan wants to either stay home or stay somewhere in Africa.
And the people we met want to actually come home when it is safe.
They want to stay home, yeah.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, guys. We're going to go back to the studio now.
Thanks so much, Ronan.